Today we will finish our first season of Foundation version 1. If you missed it, the game, after many years in early access, has finally released its version 1, and honestly, I've had so much fun. They have added so many things, the graphics have also been improved. I know many of you had a blast with this series, so we'll definitely do new maps, new challenges in the future, because there's definitely a lot more to be seen. But today, more importantly, let's review everything that we have in the city, including, as you can see at the back over here, I have completely finished the fortified city. Over here we have a big castle, we have a big cathedral, a big city market, everything is there. And you know that we are at the end because they're asking us to invite the seneschal. Now that your city has everything it needs to stand on its own, the elders believe it is time to earn the approval of the realm's most esteemed legislator. And let's make sure he feels at home, so I'm gonna invite him just now. This is a mission, right? You can start the mandate, invite the seneschal to stay in your city. But before we do that, let me show you a bit what is happening. First of all, you can see I have tons of money, right? 12,000 coins. It says plus 500 in terms of the coin tendency, but I can guarantee you that it's actually not the case. Look at last month, I made almost 3,000, and each month I make a lot of money. So I think this number here is not exactly right. But anyway, we're making tons of money, we have tons of resources, as you can see, including some very advanced one we didn't have in the last episode. For example, jewels, war rations, the short bows, the swords, right? We've started to make all of this, and we have, you know, all types of food and everything. We have also more than 600 of population. You know, I think we last ended around 500, now we are close to 700. There is no unemployment. We have tons of splendors, right? You can see labor more than 300, military or kingdom is like 416, and the clergy one is almost at 500. So we definitely have, right, unlocked the last tiers over here. There is a couple that I haven't bought yet, and it's just because it takes a lot of, you know, those points, right? Labor points or kingdom points. So it takes a minute for me to get them, mainly, you know, using the mandates over here, influence the labor estate, right? So we're gonna do this one. By the way, you can see invite the seneschal is also there. Similarly for the military one, right? Kingdom one, trying to get. And by the way, while we're here, you can also see improving some of my trade routes now cost tons, right? The Northbury one to improve to the next level is gonna be 350 of the bread. I do have 1,000, so it's not a problem. I'm just saying they're very expensive. The middle trade, 400 Polish stone. The Kingston Abbey is actually very hard because it's 100, you know, of the points, of the clergy points, and I'm limited 50. You can actually get a bit higher by, you know, doing this influence the clergy in your favor. Because you get 10, so, you know, I can get to 60. But then what happens is that even if I redo this one right away, it's gonna take a couple of days for me to get it, and by the time I get it, it would have gone down back to 50. So I actually feel like it's impossible to spend this 100 here or this 100 there. If you know how, don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below. But yeah, basically I'm getting, you know, a couple more of these points, and talking again about the trade routes quickly. It's costing so much because look, there's high level 6, level 4, this one. Oh, Devonport, I guess I haven't really been selling, yeah, I haven't really been selling any of these things, right? Like, I don't sell honey or candles, I'm making enough, but not that crazy amount. So yeah, Davenport, I guess, is the one I'm really not using, but all the other one, look at this, level 6, level 4, level 4. So we are on high level trade for sure. Now this city at the top, right, this is where we started. If you haven't followed the whole series, we started over here. We made, you know, of course, quite a few houses. We had a great hall and our first treasury over here, our bailiff too, that has a nice trade bonus so that we gain even more money. And yeah, we did bring quite a few of these houses here to heavy fortification. And we have even this one here, I love it, you know, it's very long, and it is the highest level in terms of quality because it has a citizen, right? So that is pretty cool. And these ones are still, you know, medium density, most of them, and also medium quality. Right? We had a lot of production on this side, on this forest, including, you know, the meat and berries, and all of this was here. Then we went down to the sea here, we got some fish, and we also started to do some of the productions that are more farms related, right? We had a lot of wheat here that is linked to this windmill here and that bakery. Then we had over here starting to make some cheese. Cheese is really hard, you know, this is one of the food that is very low. I don't know, I have tons of cheese production, but still hard. On this side, we also started to expand later on to make more kind of the clothes, for example, and also the beer, right? We have those two breweries here with Citizen. And then we slowly but surely went down, right? We went here and we created a second city. That was our second city, which at the beginning started, low density and mostly farmers. And this was mostly to try to get access, to a bit more farmland. We did a lot more of the dairy farms over here, for example, right? We also did more of the clothes, more of the bread that's over here, and more of the meat, berries. So it was a lot of those things, right? Getting a lot of new food production. And it was also to get us close to that small island or to the other side of the river, right? And have a bit of population that can support this. But before I show you this, I just want to highlight that while it started low, density and all of this, then we started increasing it. So we have over here Modest Castle Watcher. So all of these ones are high density, right? There's 10 people in them. And we started to also have, commoners and things like this. And because of that, you had to add all of the services, right? So we built a church over here. We also built a tax office. We built a watch post, which used to be on this side, and actually moved it on that side so that it is also in range of this watchtower. Then we had, an inn over here with an actual berry brewer there. So funnily enough, on my first one there, I didn't make berry brew, even if it's the easiest to make. We used on this side the beer, and then on this second one I decided to use the berry. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Then we also started on this side to have some of the more advanced production. This was the first place where we made candles, for example, and a couple of other things. And as I said, this was really in an attempt to then build this bridge, because obviously without the city this was way too far for any builder and whatnot. But yeah, building this bridge and building our monastery. So it was really appropriate to have a monastery kind of far away from the city, and we started enclosing it too, right? We have a village fence over here, and we have it all. We have it all over here. If I go there and hit the building, you can see Monk's Dorm, Nun's Dorm, Monastic Scriptorium, Herb Garden, Monastic Grange. We actually have like 3 of them, I think. Then Hospitium, which is like Airbnb for pilgrims. We have another vegetable garden. Oh no, sorry, the first one was herb garden, then vegetable garden, then a berry garden too, because there's not a forest, so for them to eat, we have a berry garden. A refectory, so that they can eat there and also make some advanced food. A cloister, which is this one here, right? It needs to be basically a square or, an enclosure, if you wish, that has an entrance to the outside and to the inside. Then we have another grange, an apiary to make some honey and some wax, the kitchen to make some of the food, the chapel, right? They're monks, they don't need to go to the chapel, an emissary office, which is like a bailiff but for the monks, vineyard, right? We started adding the vineyard in the last episode, the winery, another dorms, another grange, and then last but not least, the abbatial church, which is basically, your cathedral. But this cathedral is not here, right? We built the cathedral in a big final city over here. And yeah, this is what we started in the last episode, right? I started 2 things. One, a small other village over here, and then a big one at the top of the hill there that we're gonna look into in details in a sec. But before, this one quickly, so it is on the other side there, right? It's basically an extension of this one here, if you wish, or an extension of that one, but it is focused really on farming, right? It is a lot, again, for food. So we have a lot of fishermen, so we have a lot of berry gatherer. We also have 3 more, again, dairy farms, 2 more cheesemakers, and here some meat, right? 3 hunters' hut and 2 butcheries. Of course, we have also the granary in the middle to get all of these resources into one place. We have the watch post, the Modest Castle watchtower, right? Because to get your people, to a high level, you need light fortification or even fortification, but also the patrol coverage. We have also a small tax office, right? Because if your tax officers are too far, they won't be able to get any of those things. And with this nice food production going, we were able to then start having people over here to feed, right? We built a lot of houses, and I've used the trick over here of 1 circle per house. If you don't know, you just control and use your middle mouse to go as low as possible, and then you do increment 11 or 10 increments to increase it, and that will basically be the size of exactly 1 house. So that's what we did over here at the bottom, right? You can see all of the houses. There's still some space, and many of them are also not full, to be honest. I mean, this one is full. This one is 2. This one is not. You can see very empty, very empty. So there's definitely still space for those houses, for more people. We could get to 700, I think, no problem. But yeah, we have the house at the bottom, also with, you know, the purple or pink purple patrolling, right? And these patrols are coming from this watch post here, full of people, right? So not a problem. I also have a lot of watchmen, even if I don't need any, to be honest, but I have the people. So yeah, we have the manor house over here, right, which I think looks really cool because I tried, you know, to have over here a passage, and you know, on one side you have the tax office, then you have the watch post, and then you have an extension for the treasury over here. So that is, you know, a central thing. Then we also have the market hall. This is a place where you can basically support tons and tons of markets, because look at all of the reserves. I think we can have something like 6,000, yeah, 6,000 of storage. And we can have tons of market stalls. I do have many over here, as you can see, for the normal food, advanced food, and also for those goods, right? The clothes, wares, and candles. By the way, you can see people over here very happy. Even if they have taxes, they are actually super happy. So yes, that's, you know, the city hall over here. A lot of transporters, a lot of markets, tenders, but it is really able to support a huge population. I didn't put at the beginning over here any luxury store. I kept them for this, which is an extension of a market store. You will edit the building and you will see over here, right? If you click plus, you will have on top of the market hall, you will have the city belfry. This is the final upgrade over here, right? You need 300 of the labor splendor, but this will give you a great bonus. This building over here, as I said, right? And because this was the last thing, I also decided to put my luxury goods next to it, right? So I added 2 market tenders just next to it, one for the honey and one for the jewelry. So these are the luxury ones, right? The city belfry also has a ring bell, by the way, similar to your church. But the great thing with this is it's going to bolster the happiness of nearby residing villagers. So if I go back again to one of these guys, you will be able to see belfry 25% plus, right? This is huge. This is huge. I could definitely, as I said, increase my taxes, because look at this guy. He's at 170, almost 120%. It makes no sense to not increase my taxes. So let's do that right away together. We're gonna go into taxes, right? And they were already in the orange, but no, we can go further. Let's go further and make even more money. Not that I need it, but it's, you know, it's for the fun of it, to show you I can really push the game now. But yeah, this is this part of the city, right? I did move from the last episode, the public lounge, right, tavern on this side. It used to be over there. I moved it there. I think that makes it, you know, really nice that all of these buildings are together. And I also moved the cathedral. It used to be over here. It didn't really look nice. Plus, to be honest, it was actually, I don't know if it was bug or what, but it was just not finishing. It was missing like 10 resources and nobody was delivering it. So I just built a new one on this side. And I think it looks amazing. I mean, look at this. We have those gold horses on the side. We have over here a very, very nice stained glass, multiple small towers, multiple bells, right? 1 here, 2, 3, and 4 on the top. Multiple entrances, right, for people to go in, etc. I also put, you know, a couple of benches, trees, and all of this. But yeah, this one takes 4 of my brothers and sisters from the monastery, right? Monastery is just here. So that was also a good reason to put it on this side and not on the other one. And it has an attendance or capacity of 285. So that is really good, because remember, other people don't need to go to church every week. I think they go once every 2 weeks. So yeah, that's, you know, that's it. That was a huge amount also of a splendor, right? More than 100 splendor. It is going to give me also some money, right? And all of this. I mean, don't hesitate if you have any questions, but really happy with this church. At the top level, you really have a lot of options, right, on how to build it. I'm not saying this is, you know, the biggest you'll ever seen on the internet, but I think it's a pretty cool one. And then behind, I decided to not make only one, you know, fortification for the whole city, but to go crazy and make a second one just for the actual castle. But it's not even it's a spatial fortification, because if you look at it there, when you click on it, it's going to say it is actually a treasury. Yes, it is. It is a treasury. It is not actually just a fortification. It is a treasury giving me almost 10,000 of coins capacity, right? Because, you know, instead of doing a free build, I said, okay, take a treasury. We can do it again. Where is it? Take a treasury, and then you do have access to, you know, all of those things here. And I use mostly this one and then towers. So, you know, you rotate it, then you bring it up, and it is. You have a wall. So that's what I did. This whole thing there on the outside is a treasury. And on the inside, I put all of the other things, right? So for example, over here, we have a big barracks, right? You have the barracks, a couple of different, buildings again put together to make a barrack. I'm not saying again, this is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, but I think it is. I really love how you can be flexible in this game. We have then on the side over here also some encampments, for example, a bow encampment, and I think there's a sword encampment also over here. We have on this side here a provisioner. So this is the building that will enable you to create war rations. With a couple of cooks, I choose which recipe I want, right? Fish and boar in this case. There's multiple one you can choose. And it is now making these rations. We have then next to it over here, I think this is the royal office. Yeah, we have the royal office, like the emissary. Then we have a couple of actual productions that we hadn't done before. So the bower's hut, right, taking some wood, some cloth, and some tools to make the bows. Next, in front of it, we have also another new one to make iron sword out of tools, iron, and coal. This one is not new, I just moved it there. We used to have it by the back, where we have wood and iron to make spears. All of this is delivered into this armory over here, right? You can see those reserves. I am selling those things, by the way, which is why this is not full. We have also on this side, oh no, this was the treasury, sorry. What else? And then, sorry, yeah, no, most importantly over here, 3 important things. First of all, those 2 in front here are the Court of Hero. It is a marble and gold monument that bolster the happiness of all combatants of the realms. So you may also not know how to do that one, so let me show you because... Oh, sorry, while I was going to show you this, I just realized there is this building over here. Increase the company size by 5. I don't think we've built that before, so let me just build one and see what happens. But yes, you're gonna want to build, right, those Court of Heroes. So you'll be able to see that those Court of Heroes, they have over here 2 different things. You need 2 different things, or 3. It needs to be inside of the fortification, but all of this here is inside, that's quite easy. Then it needs 1 base and then 1 statue. So you can filter over here for the base, right? You have 6 different sizes, and then here you have your statues. So that's what I did, we created 2 of these basically. Okay, but yeah, let's see in a second what, let's prioritize this. So hopefully they build this and we can see maybe my company over here will grow from 5 to more. I missed that one, sorry. But speaking of companies, right, we do have more. We have 4 now of them, so I'm doing 4 missions at once right now. It's still the most kind of basic missions, but we will be able now also to do those more advanced ones because we have those rations, right? Anyway, so yes, this was those 2 things here, and then we have the castle keep. We used to have only this building in the middle there, but it was also very small. Now I put it very high. We have also then this, I mean, it's basically multiple buildings, right, put together as always. You can see now we have access to this big one over here, modest keep, and much more. So I was able, to put quite a few things together. There's an entrance on this side, there's this small cool thing there, etc. Again, I'm not saying I spent hours and hours creating this, I'm sure you can do more. But yeah, this is my major castle keep that's giving us also more than 100 of Kingdom Splendor. And we have now those 4 militias. I did build also a small thing on the back here, which is everything needed to make those weapons, right? So we have, for example, the charcoal burner for the core. We have an iron mining camp because there's a small iron deposit here. We have the wood. Then we get into a forester camp to make sure, there's always wood. The iron smelter using this coal and iron to make some iron. We have a sawmill to make some planks. We have a blacksmith to make some tools, and a reserve here for all of this. Again, this is what we're going to deliver there, right? We need some wood and some iron. We need some wood, some clothes, and some tools. And we need some tools, some iron, and some coal. So all of this production, and these are basically all of those workers, they live in those houses here, so it's really not that far. Similarly, all of those houses here, they give a bit of people for the gold deposit or the gold mines. We have 2 ones that are at full speed. We have 4 people working there. So there's a bit of reserves, as you can see, because I only have 1 of these gold smelter. So we can probably build a second one there, to be honest. I can take, here it is. Let's take those 2 people and let's build another gold smelter, because gold is also one of those things that is great to sell, right? So I'm not sure if it was here. No, I think it is here. Yes. So let's put it here in the back. Yeah, should be fine. Okay. And these gold, by the way, bars then go into this jeweler workshop. That's taking those gold bars and a bit of gems to make the jewelry. And then it is delivered into this warehouse. a farm here to keep, to basically use all of the space. It's mainly to use the space. I don't think I really need. I have tons of wheat. Similarly, this one was really to use that space. And on the other side, we're doing a few other productions. We have the iron here, that's again linked to some coal, some wood to make some iron bars. And then over here we have a quartz mine, quartz deposit. So again, fully optimized so that we're making tons of it. It goes into this glass smelter here, right? Taking quartz, coal, and tool to make glass. So again, we have some of those other production here. And another one we didn't have before, the copperage to make barrels for the wine. So now I don't need to buy it anymore. In the previous episode, we were buying it. Now we're making it ourselves. And while I'm getting also all of those militiamen, let's host the seneschal. From his clustered office, the seneschal gladly received news of your village. Noting its growing influence across the realm, he accepts your invitation as a short but welcome break from other duties. It will be a good opportunity for him to study local legislation and meet your city's elder. Okay, so he's gonna come 90 days, but let's host him to get, and we need to get, 95% approval. Okay, let's see it come. The seneschal has arrived and he's pretty pleased. As you can see, his happiness is 110%. He's getting everything he wants, water, 3 refined foods, inn lodging, service with the church, 2 goods, entertainment, and the inn, 2 luxuries, visiting a great hall, and he has on top this 10% bonus of please seneschal. What is that? Well, basically, as I think a couple of days after he arrived, I got this quest of build a grand fountain, and then the seneschal will be happy. So I did it right away, right? It's in your decorations where you also have the court of heroes. You go pretty much to the end and you will see the grand fountain here. It does require polished stone and marble, and then it goes into sculpture, right? So you need to have where is it? Here. You need to have the workshop for sculptures, right? I do have it over here next to my cathedral because they were working hard on the cathedral. We have the normal workshop, and we have the 2 extensions, one for the sculpture and one for the stained glass. And this is how you make those cool stained glass like this. But yeah, the seneschal is happy. Now it does need to stay happy for quite a few more days, 56 days. So I'm not going to show you every single days, but there is another thing. We also got visiting the royal court. I promised the king that I would send an envoy to his court. I think this is basically the conclusion for the kingdom branch, right? We had the conclusion here with the seneschal of the labor branch. Now we have the king that's very happy with us. So we're going to do the same mandate and find his mandate, attend, where is it? Attend the court to discuss warfare. So let's do that. I have started also as discussed, right, to have companies that are bigger, like here it is. This company is bigger, it has 10 people. And by the way, this one is a soldier. It's not, a militiaman, it's a soldier. Preparing for war, the king has acknowledged your unwavering loyalty and deemed you worthy to join him in battle. So we're gonna need to build a good army, basically. We need to have company reach 450 of might. Right now we have one that has 412, so we're not that far. And have more than 100 war ration inside storage facility. We have 100, I guess basically we need to have one more storage facility like this one, right? We're gonna put it next to the castle here. Build. We can prioritize it, make sure we go fast. Our seneschal, by the way, is still very happy, not a problem there. The elders have decided a gift is in order. By presenting the seneschal with a generous sum of coin, they hope to make him happy. So we have 13,152. He wants 500. I think that's fine. To make sure that basically he goes, instead of 110, he's gonna move to 120. That's great. That's great. Please seneschal. Okay. So yes, let's build this. Let's have some rations and let's continue improving, our soldiers. Here it is. Now the seneschal is at 130%, and I think the mission just ended. Like it's disappeared over here without any grand message. I don't know if we're gonna get one in a second, but yeah, we've done that one. For the king, he wants us to fight for the king, makes sense, completing the noble rescue military mission. So let's check back in our missions over here in the army. We have finished all 4. The first one, it's easy. Then when you do the first one, you unlock the next 3. We've done those ones pretty easy too. Then you unlock those 3 here. Convoy escort, enemy on the move, 3 the granaries. These ones, they require not only rations, they also require second grade, companies. But look, if I put 2 now, I am able to attack with a fair success probability. Now, if we finish enemy on the move of 3 the granaries, we will then unlock all 4 of these. 2 that are at 480 of might, and then 2 that are at 960 of might. So that's going to be challenging. But yeah, let's deploy the company and hopefully win that one. While we're doing this mission, I've done a couple of things. First, I have unlocked the first advanced weapon, the recurve bow. You also have the polearm and the steel sword. Basically, the 3 of these, they are similar to the one I showed you before, but instead of using the iron, they're going to use steel. So it's a different resource over here that I've started to buy. And then you can just go into the same building as before, the Bowser Hut, for example, and instead of selecting bow, you select recurve bow. Right? They've started to produce a couple. You can see there's 1 here. I have 6 in total because I'm storing them over here. Right? So that is great. We've started to make this advanced weapon. So when my troops come back, we can also give them those weapons. I also build something new over here. This is the healing house. Similarly, this is something you unlock over here. Right? Healing house. It's basically your infirmary. I've put 1 surgeon, and when soldiers are, injured, they go there to get better. And by the way, if you're wondering what's happening with your soldiers, are they coming back and whatnot, feel free to check over here in your mission list. You're going to be able to see, for example, over here, okay, combatants are recuperating for a few days, and they've already accumulated these weapons. 4 of them are wounded, but 16 are still okay. You can even check actually over here into the detail, right? Which one is probably wounded? Okay, this one and that one. And for this one, these 2 are wounded. You can see their strengths, etc., their ranks. And I'm pretty sure actually, to get people from militiaman to soldier, you need to get them to rank 5. So you can see this one is rank 5, for example, so we can upgrade it. Let's test this theory. Yes, this one is also rank 5. So you can see there's quite a few there that I'm going to be able to upgrade to soldier. So maybe 4 is the limit, because 3 doesn't seem to work, right? But 4 works. Here it is, ladies and gents, in my battle history, you can see enemy on the move, we had a victory. Pretty good performance actually. We did get quite a lot of casualty, but there's 0 people that died, so that's important because obviously if they die, now you need somebody else and you need to retrain them. We did gain also a lot of nice rewards in terms of, weapons, 31 of each, and a couple of kingdom influence. But that's not the end, because while we did unlock all of these as planned, right, we unlock all of these missions, I just realized that for Noble Rescue, we're gonna need 3 companies, 1 sword, 1 bow, and a company of any type. But on top of this, those 3 companies, they need to be 3rd-grade companies. In the previous mission, right, when we did enemies on the move, we needed 2, a bow and whatever else, but we needed only 2nd-grade companies, right? And we had that, but we didn't actually have 3rd-grade companies. Because how do you get 3rd-grade companies? You need to upgrade your soldier to be knights. So for example, here we have a soldier rank 10, so he is definitely ready to be a knight, and it is. Now we have a knight. Now the knights, they want obviously even more things. They're gonna want, for example, luxury and entertainment, but they also want a quarter, a private quarter. It's basically the equivalent of your citizen. They want a very high quality house. Well, it's the same for your knight. A good thing is I have unlocked it and built it. Here is it, private quarters, right, in tier 3 of the kingdom. And I built one in this corner over here that can house 6 knights. So we have space for 6 knights. And with this, as soon as you... Oh, wrong button, sorry about that. As soon as you have 1 knight, now this has become a 3rd-grade company. I do need a 3rd one, so we're gonna either upgrade this one or that one to become, a 3rd grade, but they are not high enough, right? They are at rank 8, 7, 5, so they need to work a bit. Similar for this one. Maybe this guy? No. Maybe it's also because he is actually right now on a mission, right? You can see they're out on a mission, but we do have quite a few militiamen here that can be upgraded. So let me just upgrade them. And basically, because of this, what I've done now is I've sent those 2 on a mission, convoy escort. They are actually returning home soon, it seems. So hopefully when they return home, they have gained enough experience for me to have also a knight in this company. I have already gotten a knight in my bow company. Actually, my bow company, as you can see, is like 3,000 of might. It's a really great one. It has 10 soul. It has how many? 8 soldier and 3 knights. 7 soldier and 3 knights. So these guys, they're all very strong. And I also actually given them the recursive bow, right? The advanced bows. I just also did the same here for the swordsman. I gave them the steel sword. So similar to what we did with the bow, you can unlock here the steel sword and the polearm. They cost basically the same as before, except you add some steel. You need to just change it over here. So here we had the bow. Then I changed the sword here, and I don't think I changed, yes, oh I did. I changed the polearm also here. And then we have, some reserves here of steel, curve, and polar arm. So we started to get some. Let me add also the ball over here. Done. Okay. So you go over here, you change it to the higher quality, and therefore they have, stronger might. Two of my companies are already at grade 3. They have better weapon. They're pretty good also in terms of might. I just need to get the third one, probably this one, to that level. The castle company is back and have been able to make one knight. With one knight, this is now also a third grade company. I gave them some polar arm, so they're getting stronger. They're not as strong as the other two, as you can see. I mean, this one's like 3,000, this one 2,500 of might. This one is just around 2,000. Because there's a couple of people that are not so well trained, you can see their strength is definitely lower. But I don't want to wait. Let's just go and do the noble rescue. We're going to take all 3 of these companies, right? Because remember, you do need definitely, one sword, one bow, and then one of anything. So I'll take a spear. And with this, we have almost 12,000 of might. And so our success probability is fair. Done. My combatants are returning home with more than 200 gems, 100 jewelry, and 1,000 of gold coin. And I hope there's also a hostage, right? That they came back with. You can actually see the troops somewhere. Where are they? Here. You can see them. So they're gonna come across here. Let's slow down the time, and here they are. Here they are. All of the troops. Then I quickly go back into their barracks, right? And then we'll gain the points. As I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, I think this marks the end of the first series for Foundation version 1. It probably won't be the last. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below, definitely if you want to see more, what type of campaign do you want to see, probably harder difficulty. Right, we'll put some challenge for us, maybe trying to cover the whole map. Right, we can do a couple of different things. I also have a few ideas. I'm also thinking of maybe making a couple of tutorial videos about this game, everything to do about housing, everything to do about military, those type of things. So don't hesitate to put in the comments below also what type of topics, you want to learn more about. Smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.